You just had your
Yes.
past life regression and mining your Akash session. So what came up for you?
Well, I had this I went down very quick, and I had this intense pressure, the ajna, but really intense. I got extremely hot, and I also felt like a solid rod was actually in the back of my head that had been inserted there. So it was like the pressure between the two, but it was bearable, but it was just, it just came out of nowhere. And then I just saw myself as this lady again, but I was in my late 30s, and I was in Poland, and my hair, I was very neat. I looked at myself, I was extremely neat and very tall, and I just held myself really, really well. I had great poise and presence. And I remember being dressed in an outfit the colour of the cushions, actually, like that colour, camel colour, and a bit of white on it, and having like a thinnish kind of a belt around the centre, but it wasn't a long dress, but it looked kind of long on her because she was so long in the body, and like from here down, so like she has really long legs. So very, very, she was quite prim and proper, but also very nice, a very nice person. And I got the name Serena. So Serena, like Serena, but Serena, the emphasis was on the Rena. And I was a teacher. And I was in a fairly small community in Poland. And I was teaching children. And people really respected me and looked up to me as well as being a really good teacher. But I also had this relationship with this young man who apparently was quite special in the town. And I'm not quite sure why he was so special. But even though I could have had something more with him, and everybody used to speak behind closed doors about, wonder what has happened, why she's not actually with him, why don't they connect, and why aren't they married, why don't they have a family, maybe there's something actually wrong with her, and everybody was surmising that because two people don't get together that there was actually something wrong. And my learning in that, as I was actually getting the learning while I was going along. It wasn't something I had to look back down on, but it was about not actually worrying about what actually people think about me, standing in my own power and being comfortable with myself and being totally independent, being able to love somebody but them not actually being the centre of my universe. And so relieving myself of the need to be possessive, if you like, which is I have a problem with anyway. He continued to be in my life, but we're just friends, and it was just an agreeable relationship where there was no cloak and dagger stuff. It was all very up front and out there kind of thing, and accepted. But the main point that I got was that even though people used to talk and surmise, it didn't really matter because I was really comfortable with who I was, whereas I'm not really comfortable with who I am in this lifetime, and I need to have to put an identity on myself. And I don't recall actually having any parents. I don't recall actually having any siblings at all. But I just found myself in this building, if you like, and children would actually come to me. So it was like a private tuition, being a private kind of a teacher. But just really well respected in the town. When I died, I just died of old age. There was nothing really wrong with me. But I remember dying sort of feeling very peaceful and knowing that I'd actually achieved a lot in my life, and that my teaching skills were really important for the generations to come, and the way that I taught, and to bring those things back with me in this lifetime, not being doubtful, no self-doubt.
Yeah, so bringing back those teaching skills.
Teaching skills.
And being confident in them.
Yeah, but also just not even with young children, but just with adults, and getting them back on a path where they should be, not so much about where they think they should be. So bringing in that divine, but it wasn't teaching as in a school teaching, it was different teaching. It was really quite weird. So I don't know, but yeah, I just remember being really quite elegant, and just having like fairish hair with, you know, the plaits, but that twirled around like earmuffs on the side of the head, but it's kind of split in the middle, like parted. But yeah, so yeah, it was interesting.
And where was that? What
Poland. Poland.
Wow.
Not quite sure where. But around the 1400s.
1400s. Be interesting to see if you look that up with that sort of hairstyle.
Yeah, you know how they like Swiss people in Switzerland like having that circular plaiting on their hair. But yeah, very elegant. But yeah, just
So you're an elegant teacher, standing in your own power.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
No, so along with that, I'm not removing the self-doubt. A need to, am I good enough? Am I what? Oh, that person can actually do better than me. Maybe I should try and copy that. It's like being original. To be original.
Yep. And so you brought that back and activated it into you. Did you feel any energy as you as the
no great shift. It was almost like, well, you know it. It's just a matter of, and then I got that popping.
Yeah.
Like that knocking.
Someone was knocking something.
Yeah, yeah. So, but it was almost like you already know it. We don't really have to. We don't lock it in. It's there. But you've kind of forgotten it.
Yeah, you haven't forgotten it. You've already touched on it again
Yes.
now. So it's like you've opened the door to that now. So now that you've opened the door to it, it's yours.
Yeah, so it was really good. But I was just really pleased, to be able to go down really quickly with that and actually find myself in a location straight away.
So as I said, the second time you do it and any other time you do it, it will be much quicker and more in depth.
Yes.
You get more out of it each time because your body goes, oh, that's what you're doing, that again. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's a Spanish monk.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what I like. His hair and everything.
Show it.
Oh, okay.
So when you think about the past life regression and the mining the Akash experience, so just start tapping here and tune into it again and just remind us of what occurred. So you said like you went down into it very quickly.
Yeah, went down into it very, very quickly. My ajna chakra was really intense. It was really quite an intense pain. I felt like almost like a crystal rod. It was right at the back of my head, where you have that dip at the back of the head. And it was like, it's kind of like stay and pay attention to what's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. And I just went down extremely quickly and just saw myself as this really, really upright, really really lovely person, very compassionate person, had a lot of compassion and understanding and didn't judge and didn't take on self-judgment at all. She was the way she was dressed was really smart and
Eloquent, did you say?
Elegant. And just very much in control of her life, the way she was going. And I was a teacher of children, very well respected in the community. And I also had this relationship with a male about my age, but we never sort of really connected on a permanent basis. It was only as friends. But that was okay. We both understood that, but everybody else had a different opinion about it. But I was able for that not to actually get to me, as it probably would in this lifetime. It's about what
Yeah.
people think and how people perceive me, and
Yeah.
you know, and me taking on, am I not good enough, and why do I have to look at what someone else is doing and then feel that I have to copy it? Why not be original?
Okay, so it's about bringing in that energy of being original, being eloquent, being standing tall in your truth, and being a teacher.
Yeah, and feeling love, knowing that I actually have love, and acceptance for what I bring to others, the teachings.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I bring this knowledge and experience
I bring this knowledge, love, and experience
of being accepted,
of being accepted,
even when others don't accept me,
even when others don't accept me,
releasing any feeling of judgment
releasing any feelings of judgment
in this lifetime,
in this lifetime,
any need to worry about what other people think,
any need to worry about what other people think,
knowing that I can stand in my original teachings
knowing that I can stand in my original teachings,
and I don't have to compare myself to others.
and I don't have to compare myself to others.
I already have the experience of this.
I already have the experience of this.
I've lived it before,
I've lived it before,
and it's been activated in me now
and it's been activated in me now
just by going to that experience.
just by going to that experience.
I've opened the door to it.
I've opened the door to it.
I've remembered it,
I've remembered it.
and it's part of me now.
It's part of me and who I am.
It is who I am.
It is who I am.
And others can judge or criticise or not accept if they want,
And others can criticise or judge if they want
and not accept me.
and not accept me.
It's got nothing to do with
It's got
me.
nothing to do with me.
I accept me.
I accept me.
And those who are drawn to me
And those who are drawn to me
for my teachings
for my teachings
accept me too.
accept me too.
And I feel that love
And I feel that love
without it being all-consuming,
without it being all-consuming,
without losing myself in it.
without losing myself in it.
I'm true to myself and my teachings.
I'm true to myself and my teachings.
I'm eloquent.
I'm eloquent.
I hold my head up high,
I hold my head up high.
and I'm easily tuned into my knowledge
And I easily tune into my knowledge
and my teaching skills.
and my teaching skills.
And people are drawn to me
And people are drawn to me
and accept me the way I am in my originality.
and accept me the way I am in my originality.
I don't need to compare myself to anyone else.
I don't need to compare myself to anyone else.
I don't feel judged.
I don't feel judged.
What's going on in their minds doesn't affect me.
What's going on in their minds doesn't affect me.
I stand in my truth.
I stand in my truth.
I am an original healer and teacher.
I'm an original teacher and healer.
How does that feel when you say that?
Yeah, no, it's good because the words I was wanting to put there, you were bringing them out anyway. So it was like, be original, be unique.
Yes. Yeah.
No, it feels good. I felt during that regression and even afterwards, I was so tall. I was so upright. You know, it was quite amazing. Instead of being like
Hiding and
down
because
here.
that's some of the other work we've done this weekend was about hiding and being invisible.
Yeah.
You
Well, yeah, one of those lives was
where
being
you're hooded
shrouded
in the dark.
in a big cloak.
And then this life,
Yeah.
which was the positive life, stand tall in your truth
Yeah.
and your teaching as a healer and
Like
be
being
tall
reborn.
and eloquent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what you bring forward because we had to release all that other stuff
Yes,
first
of course.
for you to be able to find that. And just the active and the intention of activating it through your meridians and into the physical.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I already know this, the door's already open, and it's just confirming
It's
it, basically.
recognising it.
Recognising it and confirming it in the 3D energy through the meridians.
Yeah.
And it can be that quick. It doesn't have to be long.
Yeah, because people have been like drawn to me, and like I'm still thinking, oh, wonder why? What do they see in me that I don't see? You know, so I was still questioning it, even though it was.
And now you can see that tall you.
Yeah.
That's what they see in me.
Yeah, and it's like just ownership. Of who
I own, that is who I am. And that's what they see in me. That's who I am.
Yes, all very powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Thank
take that out into the world, my dear.
Yes, shining my bright torch.
Yes, with your head held high.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
It doesn't take